What's up, guys? Crypto Muser here with your daily news and analysis in the crypto markets. So, big day for crypto today. I was both ways with what would happen today. A lot of speculation in the market last night. Would it pump? Would it dump? Either way, I was, didn't know which way it was going to go. I think everybody was kind of waiting for it. We thought the stock market would maybe dump and that would maybe bring the crypto market with it. But the opposite happened. I mean, sometimes this market does get manipulated in some way. So I thought maybe we'd dump when everybody thought we was going to pump. But, we saw a nice move past 40,000 for Bitcoin here, sitting above 41,000, which I talked about was a big level for Bitcoin to break, to get past that resistance level. And now it's looking good for Bitcoin to hold above that $40,000, $41,000 mark here moving in through the week. Great to see this on a Monday, right? Great way to start the week. Everybody's happy today. Everybody on Twitter is going crazy. We'll see how long it lasts. Hopefully, this is the start of some bullish momentum. But we will see. I have a couple things to talk about today. Kind of want to break down the whole Ukraine-Russia thing, and there's two kind of big topics that people are talking about. There's one very good thing about crypto they're talking about is that I believe that Ukraine has got in crypto donations. I believe it's up to like almost $20 million, I want to say. That's the good thing, the benefits of crypto that people are seeing around the world. But then there's obviously the bad part of crypto that people are talking about with Russia maybe using crypto to get around those sanctions. So I kind of want to get and talk about how this whole narrative around Russia using crypto in nefarious ways to get around these sanctions, how it's not really feasible, right? I just don't think it's really, it's not, the infrastructure really isn't there for them to use crypto the way they want to. I think the numbers are like Russia uses about moves about $50 billion a day through the SWIFT system, or used to move through the SWIFT system, obviously. But that infrastructure with crypto is really not there to move that amount of money, and especially they can't use centralized exchanges, so that they'd have to use decentralized exchanges, which would make it that much harder, right? So just want to break down a couple arguments that people had that I saw on Twitter, and let's just get into it. But before I do, if you guys could please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, would be very much appreciated. But let's get right into it. So the first thing I want to talk about, like I was just saying, this is Brett Harrison tweeted this out. There are two competing media narratives out about crypto right now. Number one, crypto has enabled significant direct contributions to Ukraine's resistance efforts, right? And the second one, like I said, is crypto has the potential to be used by Russia to evade sanctions. And he just continues on down here and says, number one is a provable fact. Crypto wallets from across the globe have contributed to millions of dollars in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stablecoins and other crypto assets to Ukraine's publicly verified crypto wallets. Number two, in speculation that regulated crypto exchanges rightly find dubious, we have always compiled with official sanctions and have sophisticated tools on both the fiat and crypto transaction sides to uphold such sanctions. So that's what I'm talking about. That's the second thing he's talking about here. This is speculation, right? People are saying that maybe Russia could get around sanctions using crypto, but there's a lot of arguments against it. And Ashish Burla, who's works for Ripple, he is the general manager of RippleNet at Ripple. Very smart guy. If you don't follow him on Twitter and you're involved in XRP, you definitely should, because he's one of the rock stars over at Ripple and he's been there since day one. But he said this. He had a thread and he said, in the last few days, we've seen some say that Russia could potentially evade sanctions and get around SWIFT using crypto. I outline some of the key arguments refuting this down below. And let's just go through them. So number one, crypto is only becoming more easily trackable by software and governments. Crypto is one of the most, transparent things out there. You can see every transaction on the blockchain, right? So it'd be very hard for them to, hide anything that they were trying to do. Number two, there simply isn't enough global liquidity in support of Russia's needs. The country's FX needs are not individuals, right? This is FX markets. This isn't just a few individuals moving money in Russia. This is big business, right? And I think it gets down here where, let's just get right down here. On-off ramps are by and large regulated financial institutions and have to abide by OFAC laws. Diving into number two, our team took a look at the data behind this. As stated by the U.S. Treasury Department, Russia conducts nearly $50 billion in FX transactions on a daily basis. As the largest crypto, Bitcoin's volume is usually between about 20 to 50 billion a day. So Russia's needs would encompass Bitcoin and more, right? So think of it that way. So the average transactions on Bitcoin are anywhere from 20 to 50 billion a day. Russia alone would be 50 billion a day in FX transactions. So there's no way it's scalable enough to, even if they were just using Bitcoin, which they can't because it's slow. I mean, let's be real. Bitcoin is really not the best for transactions, right? It's slow and it costs a lot of money. And like I said, the infrastructure, and it's just not scalable, right? And then later on, he says, as of January 2022, you could only send 200,000 worth of Russian rubles at any time through the Bitcoin on Binance versus 3.7 million through Bitcoin USD and 2.9 million through Bitcoin Euro on Bitstamp. So we're talking about millions here, and Russia's trying to send 50 billion a day. So you see what I'm talking about, where it's not scalable, right? This is the main factor about how Russia cannot really, with small transactions from person to person, maybe they can send a couple $1,000,000 here and there, but we're talking $50 billion a day for Russia. So it's just not scalable at the moment with the current infrastructure with crypto. So anybody trying to use that argument saying that Russia is definitely going to use crypto to get around sanctions just isn't being honest with the facts, right? And you're seeing a lot of politicians. You're seeing, politicians, world leaders trying to say this, and I kind of think they're being a little ignorant to the fact that they don't understand crypto, right? They just see the headline. They see the fact that maybe Russia could use crypto and get around the sanctions they're giving out, and they're not looking into it and getting the facts, bottom line, right? So let's get into something else I saw here on Twitter. This is pretty huge, guys. The way the Fed has been buying assets in the last 2-3 years has been crazy. John Deaton tweeted this out, and just look at these numbers, right? Their balance, this is the Fed they're talking about, their balance sheet hit another record high this week at 8.93 trillion, more than doubling over the last 2 years. Slowly say that out loud. It's a staggering statistic, and I don't care what they say, I won't believe they will raise interest rates until they raise interest rates, right? We've been talking about this on the channel. If they raise interest rates, the stock market plummets, right? Just them by saying that they might raise interest rates in March, you saw, a stock market fall almost 40% in the last three months, right? So if they actually did raise interest rates, you'd see a total collapse in the stock market. And by just, they've been talking about this, and it's all talk. And meanwhile, they've been buying bonds and assets like never before. They keep pumping this market. Look at this chart down here. I mean, this just shows you right there. Since March 2020, look at that. That is the most artificial pump I've ever seen in my life. That's the Fed balance sheet, right? We're steady here to 2008, like I've said on this channel. Since 2008, they've been going crazy, right? Steadily. But since 2020, man, and this is on steroids, guys. Not sustainable. Just saying that. At some point, you got to pay the piper, and this thing is coming home. I just don't see this ending well. I keep saying this on this channel. Get your ducks in order. The next 3 to 6 months might be good for the stock market and crypto market, but at some point this thing will come crashing down. So guys, be ready for that. Not financial advice. The last thing I want to talk about here, just ended out with this quick quote this is Brad Garlinghouse. This was on HBO Axios, by the way. This was, I believe this was about 6 months ago. But it just, brings it home that the United States is the only country on the planet that has suggested that XRP is security. And I wanted to put this out there because today is the last day of expert discovery of the SEC versus Ripple case. So after today, basically, any day there could be a settlement, right? At any day. So just be ready for something, guys. Obviously going to keep you updated on the case, but I see a settlement coming any day now. Especially because the expert discovery is over. But I just want to leave you guys with this quick quote by Brad Garlinghouse, and then we'll end it there.
If you own a security, it gives you ownership of a company, right? If Ripple goes away, XRP is going to keep trading. many countries around the world, the UK, Japan, Switzerland, Singapore, they all have clarity and certainty that XRP is not a security. In fact, the United States is the only country on the planet that has suggested that XRP is a security.
Right? Imagine that. The United States is the only country on the planet that suggests that XRP is a security. Just wanted to leave with that quick quote there, guys. But I'll end it there. Please like and subscribe, and definitely comment down below. But just remember, I am not a financial advisor. Please do not take anything I write or say as financial advice. This is for educational purposes only. And thanks, guys, and we will see you on the next one.